Hey everyone, and you're not reading the title wrong. The shift I immediately had after posting Revolutionaries is a terrible game mode immediately was a revolutionary mode. That also went terribly. And I'm just gonna start us off here. I'm just messing about, doing my usual tighter stuff. I tell the cat to track me because, basic going around, messing about, simple tiding. I got a moment, subscribe, I don't know really what to put here. I try to shove them, but it doesn't work. They walk away, I get shoved by another tighter, they put it away, it doesn't work. And I'm off. I hear some people messing about in the tech vault, so I'm getting ready to ambush them with a P-Shander jump scare. I P-Shander them! Scaring the crap out of Katie Garrett, and Katie Garrett immediately proceeds to say, "What's good, baby girl?" And as such, I am disgusted. I say, "Ugh! Leaving Edger!" And I proceed to piss off, despite their attempts to give me insults for some reason. I don't know why edgies just hand out insults like candy these days, but, I ain't complaining. And then I run into the sec-off, multiple sec-offs, like, Angela Evans is one, despite their tighter appearance. That's, one on the right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sec-offs, plus a tighter, or the captain, not a tighter, trying to arrest one guy. And I run in, and I jump into a disposals unit, following my usual tighter mantra of, never let them know your next move. Be as confusing as possible. And I make it to disposals, and disposals in space. Because of course it's fucking space. I don't even, the meteors just leave everything space these rounds. I swear to you. So I grab the stun baton, because I'm like, free gamer loot. And lucky for me, the spacing damage is still pretty good. It's nerfed, so I'm just able to chill here as I casually force open a door with my bare raw hands. And I did inform people, hey, disposals, like, can you shut the fuck up, clown? Jesus fucking Christ, I know we're dying, but can you die quieter without making loud ass noises? Good lord. Anyway, we get through the detective's office. I break open the next door so that I, again, don't perish a moral death. I take the opportunity to check the crew manifest. I don't know why I did that, I'll be honest. And it's still spaced. And here we find Milk and Arf, who is, for some reason, a consistency within these rounds. And there's a gang going on here. And they're asking me why the baton, and I'm like, some sec off, like, they just yoink that shit. They're trying to yoink it from me. I don't know what they're doing at this point. But I'm like, nah, that's fine. I'm running away. I'm speeding, and they toss and slip me, and I get the bomb. They hit me in the face, and I punch them. Right. They hit me. They claw me. I'm dying. I'm in pain. Normally I'd tie them back, but I don't have the health for that at the moment, and I really gotta get to med bay. I'm not in good condition. I'm poor. I'm a poor dying tighter. I'm injured. I cannot survive on my own. Anyway, I get to bed after a bit, just casual, and chem blew up a while ago, and all of the chem dispensers are broken. And spoiler alert, the Revolutionaries obviously did this. Here's the problem with that. This hurts the revs and sec and command equally. This is not a revolutionary thing to do. This is I successfully have antagonist status, and as such I must use it to grief. Which is kind of the problem with the revs. You are just giving 30 plus people a card to grief. Because of course they did. And, Billy's the bomb still it's on, so I'm going to report him. I'm going to be a little snitchy, snacky, snitch snatch. Because the tiger mantra doesn't exist. Anyone that says that does is just looking for an excuse to troll you. Don't pay attention to them. A brief wander later, and Red gets called. But I'm playing some Ultra Kill music on my thing. By the way, if you want to see Ultra Kill videos, let me know. I like playing Ultra Kill. I'd be glad to do videos on it. And that's why Billy stole my baton. I immediately shout because Sec clearly is unaware. They're unaware of the shenanigans, the skentagoodly kindergarten that's taking place in this areas. Wee bit later, I'm over here playing a different Ultra Kill song at Cargo. Sec QM and a bunch of Sec Offs come back out, and yeah, it's that again. If you're over the last video, which you haven't seen it, watch it. I have not committed any crime, and as such, I am not letting Sec Mind Shield be. Because they do not need to read the space law. And they won't read it. They just will not read it. I don't haven't committed a crime. Now here's the thing. Nilk the Narf is actually a rev here. I found out later there actually are a revolutionary in this situation. And you'll see why in a moment. And neither of us have actively committed a crime. Neither of us. Source, trust me, bro, on the Nilk part, but source my entire video here for the B part. My biggest crime is secure trespassing, and that didn't get reported. And of course, because shitsec, they immediately and prosperously mind shield Nilk the Narf. And I see that, and I'm like, okay, they're just gonna fucking ignore space law. Fuck that. Pissing off. See you later. I don't feel like letting y'all be mega guru ping bong suralachi shitasek. Unfortunately, my plan meets a hurdle. I forgot that disposals were spaced. This is due to the fact that I'm a complete fucking moron, along with the entire Edgy department, because of fucking course. This was reported like literally 20 minutes ago. How are you motherfuckers this lazy? After a brief stint of getting out of disposals, I maneuver to Cargo, and I look at Haas, and I tell him, hey, bitch. Minor bit later, and look who turns the corner. Angela Evans, the security officer, and they call me a goon. And I am a goon, to be fair. I do goon a lot to say, okay, boss. And I'm like, what crime did I commit? What crime have I done, Angela? Because, of course, they're a shit sack, so why the fuck would I just stand still and let them fucking do that to me? But, of course, despite committing literally 0 fucking crimes the entire shift, I get batoned and cuffed immediately. Because of fucking course. And I'm just gonna real quick speed this up. I get dragged to Cargo, you know how it be. And the entire time, I'm telling them to actually read space law. Because once again, the security officers that are enforcing space law have not read it. I need to make this very clear. These security officers have demonstrably not read space law. They literally cannot do anything because I haven't committed a crime. There's no crime what I've done. Now Nilk comes in, Nilk's mind shielded, and Nilk stuns him. And he said self and tagging. Sure, buddy. Sure. Angela, if you're saying this, I like you. You're fun to be around. But, like, read space law. Read it. Like, Nilk has a more of a roleplay reason to uncuff me than you have to cuff me. And I'm just gonna skip ahead here because we have a very long conversation about how this game mode sucks complete ass. Genuinely, I got a welding thing in the entire time. They're making fun of me for slipping. You know how it be. I'm walking up to Sec, and I'll be honest, I don't really know what to do at this point in the round. I've been assaulted by security for literally no reason multiple times. I still have yet to commit a crime, and I'm just wondering. And I'll tab here because I need to do some stuff, but let's actually talk about what I would do to change revolutionaries. And to start, I want to show you this proposal by Kason Blaine. I think this is an extremely good proposal for changing the revolutionaries game mode, and while there are some things I tweak about it, I do legitimately think that this should be implemented almost immediately. Let's start with the conversion method. Well, the audio just plays in the background from the footage. Nothing happens here, don't worry about it. Basically, flashes are given, or revolutionaries are given an action that will spread propaganda and slowly fill their conversion bar. This is awesome. I like this. This feels much more natural than just a stupid weapon going around. This prevents metagaming. This prevents so many problems with the game mode. And it also gives security officers a reason to hang around in populated areas. Security officers almost never spend time in med bay, bar, or anywhere else because they're always looking around in mains for random crap going on because that's where all the cities hide. By giving an ANTAG a reason to hang around in populated locations for their ANTAG goals, this gives security officers a reason to hang out there as well and roleplay with the rest of the crew. And I think this will actually go from Revs being a cause of people crying shit sec and Sexots being like Sexots not reading space law to working against the shit sec bias. Now, let me make it very clear. I harass Sec a lot. Like, I do stupid shit to Sec when I'm not an antagonist. I don't go out of my way to self-antag, but I do. I'm a bit of a goober. I'm a bit of a sussy baka, if you will. Anyway, the problem is, most of the crew has a reason to cry shit sack because of Revolutionaries right now. Like, Revolutionaries at the moment have a constant problem where Sekov just ignores space law, guns down or mind shields everyone, half the people are lethally round removed by Sec and Revs. It's more of a team deathmatch than anything else. It's not good. It's bad. Terrible. Ugh. Ick. No like. The conversion bar causes it to be a little less of a team deathmatch, so to speak. And especially this one mechanic. Mind shield removing. Why is this not in the base game? Removing mind shields should be an objective mechanic. Revs quite literally cannot fight against themselves getting metagamed because of security just mind shields everyone and power games the hell out of it. And like they've done in this shift, mind shielded people that have done literally no crimes. Then what ends up happening is Revs just lose. Like, they get curb stomped. There's zero hope for Revs winning this. However, I do think that this should be... how do I put this? This shouldn't be, like, an easy thing to do. Like, you need to use basic implanters. This should be, along with the implanters in med, just standard removal system, blah, blah, blah. And as for the rest of it, the conversion bar is fine. They had all the Revs staying as Revs. That's the one thing I'm a little iffy about. I think that globally, Revs needs an endpoint and a starting point. Like, okay, as much as I despise Nukies, Nukies has a beginning point where the Nukies come in, and they have an endpoint when the Nukies either die or detonate the station nuke. This setup as it is results in the round stalling infinitely. As such, here's my opinion on it. There should either be, like, for example, the global things. I think that once all members of command are either dead, converted, converted, or restrained, shuttle should be called, Rev should be declared the victors for assuming they get to Central with people still dead and cuffed and all that crap. And alternatively, if 80% of the crew becomes converted, what I think should happen is Central sends a evacuation shuttle, or... and I think this could be a bit more interesting. They send in a death squad. Yeah, that's right. I'm suggesting Epsilon level alert. This would do a couple things. First of all, the Epsilon level alert would prevent people from just getting gibbed and round removed. And I should clarify, 80% alive. Like 80% of the alive crew. Along with a warning at 70%, like Central says, we have detected a significant number of mind-controlled individuals on the station. This would give people a minor victory, so Death Squad gets called, Revs have already secured a minor victory. And if by some miracle they manage to take care of the Death Squad, and this could be an ERT because they're a little easier to deal with, then they get a major victory. So this turns it from... this turns the Revs from wanting to just absolutely destroy everyone and going around murder boning, which happened in another shift, which might become Revolutionaries is a terrible game mode 3 at some point, but who knows. And instead, they want to keep as many people alive as possible, especially the people with combat experience. Security, especially. The Revs want them to help them combat the Death Squad, or ERT, or whatever. I'd love your thoughts on the comments about all of this, but for now, let's pivot away from that idea and go to what happens if Command wins. See, here's the thing. If we keep it as the proposal says, what ends up happening is you have a significant amount of people that are just going to hide in a locker as a converted Rev, as Space Law stands right now, and this implementation will likely require Space Law to be changed a bit. The mind, and like, they'll inherit the objective, blah, 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 and if a head Rev dies, all those converted by them will retain status to prevent security from going after only the heads. This will result in long, boring rounds that will result in nothing happening. And as such, here's a solution. What you have is, you have security. Okay, no, not, how do I put this? It's weird. Okay, the head Revs have an implant called the Revolutionary implant or something. This is what gives them their head Rev powers. And killing them does not stop them from going away. Instead, they need to get their implant removed, which would also deconvert them from being a head Rev into a normal crew member, and would also result in them being removed from the beacon. And this would also result in a Rev beacon mechanic, where the head Revs all have revolutionary beacons on them, which transmit the mind control and the stuff and all the conversion stuff. If all of the head Revs get their beacons removed, and as such contained by security, the revolution stops, everyone deconverts, Command wins. Pretty basic. This results in them still wanting to go after the head Revs, but it prevents the head Revs from just getting permanently round removed, metagamed, all that crap. And the last thing I'd like to focus on with this proposal is the posters. The posters are a cool mechanic. I like the idea. Posters and banners, conversion bar, yada yada yada. You gotta make them be mimic doorwell posters. And this is where I would suggest something for security to do. Give security, regardless of game mode, the ability to put up posters. So like you could divide these posters into two like groups. You have the neutral ones, which can be revolutionary based. So like the Revs can use these to discreetly and quietly spread their like propaganda and revolutionize people. But security also gets posters that decrease the conversion bar. As such, this gives security something to not metagame, but instead do as security. Security can go around putting up these posters to deconvert people. And again, I want to make this very, very clear. This is not a game mode specific mechanic. Security will have this regardless of whether there's revolutionaries present or not. This gives security something to do besides wander around in mains, and those quiet rounds, they can focus more on just being a security force, supporting NT's assets, that kind of thing. It makes security and revolutionaries, like their combat, more focused on propaganda and stuff, which is the entire point of the Revolutionaries game mode. It's a revolution against command, not a revolution against not a revolution against security. It's a revolution against command. Their boss is the company itself. Security wants to protect the interests of the company. They use their own propaganda. And this is how revolutions are countered in real life. Propaganda. Propaganda, propaganda, propaganda. You make both sides use propaganda, you make a far more interesting game mode. I think the poster mechanic can be expanded on a lot, frankly. And regardless, I think this proposal is amazing. And Kaysen, if you're watching this, you should be. And you should also subscribe. That goes for the rest of you as well. You better all subscribe, big boys. I'd like to see you, push this more. I'd like to see more eyes on it. Contributors, maintainers, do more with this. I love this. This is an amazing idea. Do more with it. Hard line, punch that in. Flesh this out. I really like this idea. This could be an amazing game mode to replace the worst game mode. This could go for Revs being a oh god, every shift I record of revs is terrible, to every shift I record of revs is an interesting, amazing roleplay field experience. Think about it. Anyway, in the background here, I can set to being mind shielded because I just got sick of dealing with it. And I'm in bridge, chilling out, just having a good old time. The cloud just randomly starts assaulting me with a cargo technician and the head of security in the room. And I don't know why he assaulted me, but I beat him to crit because I fucking hate him. He's an asshole. Because you have a head of staff, another mind shielded guy. He goes for the guy with a mind shield. So, like, I just beat him down. I beat him down. I don't care. The clown wants to be an annoying shitter as a revolutionary. I do not care. I don't care one bit. And I'll be honest, nothing happens. Like, just straight up. Like, the rest of the shift is just a boring slog. The revs eventually get deconverted. And, because, like, obviously, Sec just is mind shielding everyone. And, after all this, I only have one thing to say, that perhaps the real revolution, were the crime shit Sec committed along the way, and the laws that they ignored. Perhaps that was the real revolution all along. And as this guy gets zapped by the same damn krill for the 20th time, I leave you with one thing. I'm not doing that. I'm still not doing that. And evacs here, we all live. One guy converted 6 people, one guy converted 30, because of course. ER and around a grave starts. Who cares? Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about like the proposal for changing revolutionaries, and let me know if you agree that revolutionaries needs an immediate rework. Because I think like every round that is a revolution has actively been ruined. Like. Legitimately. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Peachburger out. Acorn out. I keep forgetting I'm not Peach Andrew.